Hello and welcome to SmellTaste. I'm Sally Connick, I'm the Community Development Officer, and I'm here with my colleague Mags Robinson, and together we're going to talk through SmellTaste as a charity, what we do and what we can offer you as a member and as a supporter. So in this welcome briefing, we're going to cover an introduction to SmellTaste. We'll talk through smell safety, and we'll also talk about what SmellTaste is doing to support people with a smell and taste impairment. And then finally, we will go through how you can get involved with supporting us as part of the SmellTaste community. So the charity is for all those living with impaired smell or taste, and it was established in 2012 by our CEO, Duncan Boak. Duncan had a fall and had a head injury, and as a result, he lost his sense of smell. When he spoke to his medical professionals about this, he received what we sort of call the shrug, and he felt like he was the only person experiencing not being able to smell. Through researching, he came across Professor Carl Philpott, and together they started the charity. Professor Carl Philpott is now the co-chair of our board of trustees and also the director of research and medical affairs. In 2025, we rebranded to be SmellTaste, as previously we were known as Fifth Sense. The vision for SmellTaste is for a world where people's lives are not impacted by smell and taste impairment. Smell and taste are recognised for the essential role that they play in our quality of life and health and well-being. Our work covers three key areas: support and information, education and engagement, and research.
So we want to share some key safety messages to ensure that everyone who is living with a poor, altered or no sense of smell and or taste is aware of the dangers around gas, smoke, volatile substances and food. So there are steps that you can take to reduce the risk. And near misses take away your independence and your peace of mind. So it's really important to just have these things in place to help you with that. So we encourage everyone to sign up for the PSR, the Priority Services Register. So this is a service which is available to people who are inside the UK. It provides extra advice and support, including when there's an interruption to your electricity or gas supply. If you live outside the UK, there may well be an equivalent service where you live. We recommend that people get their gas appliances serviced regularly and that you get natural gas detectors fitted, smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors fitted. In the UK, the Fire and Rescue Service will fit smoke detectors for free. In terms of natural gas, it's, everyone's aware with carbon monoxide monitors how important it is to have them because no one can smell carbon monoxide. But it's easy to overlook the fact that with natural gas, if you have a smell disorder and you can't smell that, natural gas is a silent killer for you. And that's why it's really important to get natural gas detectors fitted. Okay. So you can check if your gas appliances have a cut-off. So the newer appliances tend to have a cut-off if the flame goes out. But if you have an older appliance, you can arrange to get something called a locking cooker valve fitted if that's suitable in your household. It can be particularly helpful if you live with someone perhaps who has a memory issue, perhaps dementia, Alzheimer's, someone who may accidentally turn the gas on and leave it on, then that would override that. So it can be really helpful. Cadent Gas also offer something called services beyond the meter, and that's something where you can get financial support if you need that, if you're at risk of getting your gas disconnected or anything like that. And it's a service that the utility companies offer. So any households that need extra support with energy matters like bills, gas leaks, faulty equipment, that kind of thing is available. In terms of food, it's important to stick to best before end dates if you have a smell disorder. So for people with a smell or taste impairment, best before end dates are actually a matter of safety. Use by dates are helpful for everyone else. So we know reducing food waste is important and we support that, but we are making the supermarkets and the media aware that sniff tests on perishables like milk aren't always appropriate for people who have smell impairment. Okay. And then finally, just thinking about the using volatile products, cleaning products, things like that. So we would recommend that you ensure rooms are well ventilated, that you avoid mixing products that might intensify smells if you can't detect them, that you read labels and follow instructions carefully, and that you wear protective clothing. So if your nose can't be your safety detector when you're using strong chemicals, then you need to take extra care in handling them. So there's a lot more information, and there are links on the safety page on our website. So please do have a look at that. So as support and information officer for SmellTaste, I deliver individual support to people. I organise virtual and in-person events, and I do the resources and the mailings to members. So in terms of individual support, so if you yourself have a smell or taste impairment, or you're supporting someone else who does, and you've got any questions or you can't find something on the website, do contact me. You can use our inquiry form, which we've put in the welcome email. That's the most efficient way for me to answer inquiries. So I appreciate if you use that rather than use the email address that you may come across. Our virtual and in-person events. So we run regular Let's Talk Smell and Taste online support groups. We run 3 groups, one for people who have never been able to smell. So they were born without a sense of smell usually, or lost it so early in childhood that they never remember ever being able to smell. Another group for people who have lost their sense of smell or taste, and then a group for people who are experiencing distortions in their sense of smell or taste. You'll appreciate they're all very different groups of people, and it's important to attend the right support group for you. You can find out more about that on our online support group page on the website, which we've provided the link for. So we've also been delivering topic-based education events, which are run with our volunteers who have lived experience of smell and taste impairment, as incidentally are our online support groups. And also professional speakers help us with the topic-based events. So we have some recorded from last year. You will find them on our website very easily. They are very useful for getting up-to-date information about the condition that you're dealing with. And every 2 years we run a national conference. So we have one coming up this year, or may have already happened by the time you watch this video. And we also have a members forum every year. And you'll find out about all of them through our mailings to members. So we send mailings out to members and supporters. So bi-monthly newsletter, a research update a couple of times a year. And then as we go along, we send recruitment calls and extra emails on topics of interest for you, which we hope you find useful. You will notice, as Sally said, we've rebranded. So you will notice that some of our information leaflets, which are accessible via the website, may still have the Fifth Sense branding on. It'll take us a while to work through all of that, but please be aware everything on there is evidence-based. It's a credible source of information for you to share, and particularly valuable to share when you're talking to your GP.
Hello, so I'm going to talk you through our community development work. So one of our strengths as a charity is how we actively involve people in our work. So that's whether they're raising funds for us, volunteering to provide peer support, either online or in person, raising awareness in their community, or taking part in research projects. So if you are affected by a smell or taste impairment, or have an interest in the senses of smell or taste, and you'd like to get involved with us, then we'd really love to hear from you. So please do email me, and my email address is in the links that you would have been given with your welcome email. Our volunteers lead on our social action group. So we've got a number of social action groups across England, and they arrange activities in their local areas to raise awareness and provide peer support for people with smell and taste impairments. This project is funded by the National Lottery Community Fund. So at the moment, the activity is just in England, but we hope to expand. So to be kept updated on the activity of these groups, in your welcome email, there will be a link to a form which you can fill in and let us know what area of England you're in. And then we will let you know about the activity and the groups that are happening. And you can also let us know of areas where we've currently not got activity and you might be interested in starting some activity. Because as I say, all our social action groups, they are volunteer led. So without our volunteers, they don't happen. So if you're interested in getting involved in some activity in your local area, as I say, to raise awareness or provide peer support, then please do get in contact. The feedback we get from the groups is amazing, that people really do appreciate the chance to meet other people locally and share their experiences, and they're very powerful meetings. Engagement and education. So our colleague Helen Rhodes is our Education and Engagement Officer, and she delivers education and training sessions to a wide range of audiences, including health and social care professionals, community groups and other charities. She raises awareness and understanding of smell and taste disorders and the impact that they have on the quality of life of those affected. She's working on education projects that link to priority health issues that affect smell and taste and to improve patient experience and outcomes. You'll be able to read more about her work in our newsletters, so it's definitely worth looking out for those and seeing the activity that Helen is making across the UK.
So we'd like to thank you for joining SmellTaste and for supporting us and for taking the time to just watch this video and get familiar with what it is that we can offer. Do please visit our website for more information. And if you have any questions at all, or you need some tailored support, then do contact me via the contact form. We are here to help and we look forward to meeting you.